Hi students, it's Jennifer again, using the Basic English Grammar PowerPoints from Betty Azar and Stacy Hagen. So we've practiced comparatives. We've practiced using ER, and then we practiced using more. Today we're going to look at them both together, practice them together. Of course, we have the example the same. Nicola is taller than Bradley. Okay, changing it a little with the adjective old. Nicola is older than Bradley, right? Now remember, can we say Nicola is more old than Bradley? Is this correct? No, right? Remember, old is a short adjective, right? It has one syllable, and so we don't use more. We add er to the end of the adjective to make older. So we say older than. Okay, perhaps you know these two women. We have Sonia Sotomayor is more famous than Sonia Gutierrez. Of course, for us at Carlos Rosario, Sonia Gutierrez is very famous and dear to our hearts. But in the country and the world, Sonia Sotomayor is more famous than Sonia Gutierrez. Now, can I say Sonia Sotomayor is famouser than Sonia Gutierrez? Remember, this is not correct, right? I cannot add er to adjectives that have two or more syllables. Famous, two syllables, so no er. I need to say more famous than, right? So I would say, right, Sonia Sotomayor is more famous than Sonia Gutierrez. Okay, so Nicola is older than Bashir. Sonia Sotomayor is more famous than Sonia Gutierrez. So here we have those two forms, right? Older than and more famous than. So remember, with the adjective, we add er, like older, we add er to the adjective, and then we have the word than, older than, for all adjectives that are short, right? One syllable. For the longer adjectives, right? We have the adjective, we use the word more first. More famous than Sonia Gutierrez. So also notice in both of these, right, we have than. So we cannot forget to use the word than. We cannot say Nicola is older Bashir, and we cannot say Sonia Sotomayor is more famous Sonia Gutierrez. No, no, no. We need than before the second person or thing. Okay, so let's review those rules, right? So adjectives with one syllable, for example, big, right? Remember what happens with big? We add er, but remember big is special, right? In that the ending of big, right? It's with a consonant, vowel consonant. When you always look at the last three letters of short adjectives, and if you have a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant, you need to double the G, double the last letter, right? So you double that. You double that with all of them except you don't double, right? We don't double the short adjectives that end in the letter X, Y, and W, right? So we do not double X, Y, or W. So for cheap, we simply add ER because we have two vowels, right? So it's not the consonant, vowel, consonant. And old, again, ends with consonant and consonant. So it's simply ER, right? Consonant and consonant. Okay. Now, adjectives that end in Y. So all adjectives that end in Y, for example, funny, right? Remember what happens with funny? Right, we need to drop the Y, change the Y to an I, and add ER. So for example, pretty, right? What happens? Again, drop the Y, and then we add IER, right? So remember, always with the Y, right? The word ends in a Y, we drop it. We change it to the letter I, and then we add ER, okay? Now, this is for ER. If the adjective has two or more syllables, remember what happens. For example, famous is more famous, so we add the word more, no ER. Important is another example, more important. Interesting, again, more interesting. Okay, now there are 3 examples of irregular comparative forms. And the first 2 are the most important to remember. We hear these ones a lot. We use these ones a lot. Good is better. Just like you might hear people say, I hope you feel better soon, right? So that's good is more good is better, but we never say more good. That's not correct grammar. It's better. In the same way, the opposite of good is bad, right? So bad, the comparative is worse, worse, right? Like the doctor might say, if you feel worse in 3 days, please call again. Okay, another one is far. We won't use this one as much, but far, which the comparative form is farther or further. Both are correct for that. Okay, we'll do a couple examples with the irregulars, and then you can do some practice. Okay, so yay! Right, so looking at the adjective good, right? We can say the Nationals are what? What? They are better than the Astros. That was exciting last year, right? So the Nationals are better than the Astros. Okay, another example. A little more in the past. In 2018, the Knights, who are the Knights? The Knights are, right, the other team, were than the Capitals. Right? So in 2018, the Knights were worse than the Capitals, right? The Capitals won the Stanley Cup in 2018. Another exciting time for Washington, D.C. Okay, so one more? No. You're going to continue with the practice here. So I'm going to give you some activities where you can type your answers and try. Talking about football versus soccer. All right, I hope this helps.